Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, dive into some intraday TA. All right, guys, so the market session is still up and running. We have about 2 hours left in today's session. It is Friday. We do have the weekly update coming out tomorrow where we will have, an in-depth video about everything we're going to cover in today's video, as well as 10 to 20 trade setups for us moving forward. All right, so stay tuned for that. For that reason, we're going to do our best to keep this this vid to like 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to quickly run through things and how things are looking into the end of the day. We're going to go over what to watch for. All right, so as we can see, guys, we are over the daily 9. That is a good thing. All right, that is a good thing. Now, we do want to see a close above there, because if we see a large upper wick here, that is not going to be the best look. All right. We're going to come down here to the hourly time frame, and I am going to point out you just had your fresh breakout over 531.59. 531.59 is your double bottom, ugly double bottom here, neckline. All right, so that was your neckline. You broke above that, and from that point on, we covered in yesterday's video, you probably are going to get an equivalent move considering the range we just had coming from here up to here. That is a $13 move. We're probably going to get an equivalent move, which would bring us all the way up to 544 up there, which is the 0.618 fib. So that's what I'm watching for, but I'm looking for a pretty quick move up to 537.44 45 there. All right, it could go something like this. You pull back to retest 531.59, then you go back up. We're going to have to see how today closes. I'm not saying you get all the way up there today, but it is possible. You have 2 hours and 15 minutes left in the session. It's only 1:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, guys. So from here, immediate support, you want to hold this right here at 533.52. If you can't hold there, you're revisiting 531.59, and then we have 528.60 all the way down there. All right. So if this probably is going to hold if tested. I'm just going to take that guess. All right. On the upside, guys, we're going to have 534.96. That could be seen here on the 15-minute time frame. But as far as the hourly time frame here is concerned, guys, above 531.59, you really have nothing. Okay. So all the way up here, 537.45. Okay. So above this level right here. Okay. Right there, nothing. All right. And if you're getting above here, you're going to test here. You get above here, you're probably going to go up there. That's how I'm seeing things. Okay. Your 15-minute RSI has not gotten, a bearish divergence in quite some time. It hasn't reached overbought territory. All right. I'm looking for something like this at least to pop up, and we're not even close to that. I think it's probably time that we're going to be getting that, considering SPY and QQ just got the breakouts. Okay. So that's SPY for you. QQQ. Very similar look over here. I know we got so many levels. We're going to take a bunch of them off right now because this is just a mess at that point. All right, we're going to take off that guy. We take off that guy. We take off that guy. All right, so that's it. Okay, guys, so you are, again, over the 9. We want to see a daily close above there, because if we can, and, we expect further upside into the start of next week, also just definitely something to mention here. Weekly candlestick. I highly doubt we're getting a candlestick like this and then you're going lower after it. If you close out near the highs today, if you close out like this, you probably are going to have another bullish candlestick that prints afterwards. And it could be another wide-bodied green bar, or it could be a hammer, but it's very likely going to be a green bar if we get this close. Now, if you sink down here and you get a wick right here, that is not going to be good, because you're going to have this gap here and you didn't close it on a closing basis. You will have an intra-week basis there, and that will be a weak look. But as long as you do close up near the highs, this thing's looking so sexy. Okay, that's how I'm seeing it. And this is your higher low compared to over there. I'm not saying you're just going to march your way back all the way up here. We're going to have to see what happens at 473.82, because maybe you do something like that. You get that head and shoulders pattern going on there. Okay, maybe something like that. Right, left shoulder head, right shoulder forms. Reached up to 473.82. We'll see what happens. We don't know. Okay. But after a candle like this, you're probably going higher. That's what I want to make clear there. That's that. Let's take this off there. Come back. And that's why I don't think we're going to come back down here. I don't think that's happening in the short term, just with how things are looking. I know, this thing could look like a bear flag. I'm not going to deny it. All right. It could, but I do not think it's going to end up playing out like that or that one. just because of what I just pointed out there. All right, this thing looks like it's going to get some continuation on it, and clear as day on this daily time frame above the daily 9, you really got nothing until 455.63. Okay, on the hourly time frame, you just broke out above your ugly double bottom neckline over here, with this being one of the lows and this being one of the lows. This is a higher low. This is a good look we got going on here. All right, you also like, look, this is a nice double bottom we got. Okay, neckline is 449. You broke out here with this. I've been waiting for this today. You broke out with this big hourly close above it. All right, big wide body green bar. You could pull back and you could retest 449, which is going to be that neckline if 450.49 does not hold. But either here or down here, it's probably going to bounce back to a new high, and from that point, 45243. I'll show you on the 15-minute time frame. All right, 45243, and then 453.57. Then above there, you just have 455.63. But honestly, guys, you know, this thing has been winding up here for quite some time now. All right, it's been a whole 24 hours, whole day there. It just started breaking up. We're probably, you know, getting another big old move on our hands when you know, consolidate or pull back for a while and then you start moving. You know, it's probably going to not be this $3. Okay, you did just have this range that was $3, so you know, fulfilled that. But this, you know, whole, well, that's the, you know, psychology behind the double bottom. You have a big range breakout on your hand. You've been consolidating for a while. You're gonna freaking continue higher, guys. That's that. Okay, moving on over here to IWM. Guys, above 207.11, you watch for 207.96. Above there, 209.77. You also have that ugly double bottom look here and then here. Okay, neckline is 207.96. Get above here, you probably, you know, obviously you have resistance right here, but you probably run into 212.25 if I had to guess. Okay, as support, you have 205.83 and then 204.64. And that is that. All right, DIA, guys, what do we got cooking over here on DIA? Not looking too shabby. All right, you had sellers stepping up for 2 days in a row over there. 493.56. You got above it. And now it's looking like you want to continue, all right? But you got to get above that daily 9, all right? That's what a bunch of things are testing right now. And, you know, they're kind of rejecting them. But we're going to have to see these closes above. And that's that. Fix, guys. You're coming down into what should act as a demand zone, all right? 1936 to 2136. We pointed out the other day, okay? When you got that, that is what we're going to be paying attention to underneath that daily 9. You're now down here. Your hourly RSI is almost in oversold territory. This is typically where it starts getting a little bouncy. So you know what? Hey, okay, a pullback is not off the table. As I just pointed out, we could, you know, there's a pullback here that scares, you know, a decent amount of people. And then boom, you go higher. All right. Same look on QQ over here. Okay. Pull back a little bit. There you go higher. All right, maybe VIX over here is going to get that bounce. You get the 15-minute RSI sitting all the way down here. It's probably something that's going to give it a bounce. All right, you're coming down to a key spot. Okay, now we're going to speed run through everything right now. I'm just going to give my thoughts on everything, and then we're going to move on. Okay, because again, we do have that weekly update coming out. We're just going to, it's probably going to be a longer video. We're going to have, you know, an in-depth view of everything. And again, I'm going to scan through all my charts. We're going to, you know, pick out 10 to 20, you know, trade ideas going into the following week for us. Okay. But SMH here, clear downtrend. Got to break that. If you can break above 230.05, you're probably going to, you know, break out of that downtrend from there. 239, then 250.85. It's looking bullish. You're right at the 9, though. That's that. Daily RSIs, guys, they're still all down here. We're just starting this bounce. Okay. I do not think these are all bear flags. That's just my opinion. Weekly chart, looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. SMCI. Okay, weekly candle, not looking mighty fine. All right, I know we got a bunch of crap over there, not looking mighty fine over there. So that is definitely something to note. All right, now we're going to run through it over here on the hourly time frame. Okay, and I am going to point out, all right, just broke out of the downtrend. 15-minute time frame, we could give, you know, work our way up there. Okay, so that's where you're paying attention on the downside. That's where you're paying attention on the upside. We're just going to get rid of some of these, and we're just going to look at our daily view, okay, because, you know, that served its purpose. Okay, we already saw our pullback there on the daily time frame, guys. Things are seeming like they're going to be closing out with this hammer / pin bar candlestick. All right, I do think this thing is starting to you know, round itself out over here. And, you know, I know over here when you're doing that, you broke down. Over here when you're doing that, you broke down. Over here, you just died and you kept going. Okay. But I don't think that's going to be the case over here. I do not. You do have a bullish divergence here on this daily RSI. And I will point out things are starting to get cooking. Okay. If you can test 521.75, that's not where things get spicy. You have to get above 529.50. Above there, you probably go to 547. Above there, 582.46. That's what you got. Okay. Just like you were stair step down here, you're going to use those. All right. Those lows of those stair steps, those are going to be your resistance. And that is that. It's going to be right up here, 582, big spot. Okay. So if you get up here, you probably have a, almost vertical move up there. NVIDIA. Oh, look at that, guys. QQ is pulling back on us. Oh, look at that. And guys, alerts, they'll save your life. If you're watching a lot of charts, they will help like they do me throughout the day. So you might as well pay for more alerts. NVIDIA, 106.30. Above there, 108.72. Now on the downside of support, we have 102.54. All right, and underneath there, we're coming all the way back down to 97.40. Now, on the daily time frame, you can see this thing is just consolidated right underneath the 9, and that's what I was saying. We got a bunch of 9 EMA rejections, or we're sitting right on them right now. We're going to have to see how things close out. But right now, this is not the best look. We probably, if we're going to get above it, it's either going to go above today or you get a gap up and you get above it that way. If not, we're going to get a little pullback there, and that's that. Okay, 108.72 remains the level to watch. Avgo. Okay, this is probably the strongest chip that I'm going to show you here is Avgo. This thing has, been not showing the weakness like we just pointed out in SMCI and NVIDIA. Been looking really good. AMD's been showing the weakness too, but Avgo, it's looking beautiful. All right, you had that fresh breakout from the downtrend we pointed out. It literally broke out right on the close. All right, we pointed that out in that day's video. What has happened today? Okay, you've now ran up to the next resistance, 149.15. Above 149.15, you have nothing until 156.40, and you can see that clearly on the daily time frame. Get above there, okay? You are probably going to have, straight vertical move up there. That's, how I'm seeing this chart. Like I pointed out before in SMCI, you were stair step down, probably going to revisit some of these places where you broke down from, like, you consolidated under here for a little bit. Okay, that was the low of that consolidation. Well, now you have the low of that consolidation, which sat on the low right over here. This is definitely going to be a strong spot, and it very likely gets hit in the coming trading sessions if you get a close like this. In the weekly chart, these don't look bad. These look great. All right, AMD doesn't look the best, just like SMCI. AMD over here consolidating, just like the NVIDIA, right underneath the 9. You got to get above it. That's, my own condition here. You're going to look good if you can get above the 9. Until you're in there, we're not going to talk about it. MU, what do you got? I told you this is probably the worst looking chip. It's not looking good. You got to test the 9. It's not. You're probably going to break it either on an impulsive move intraday where you get a big green bar and it's going to put MU back on the map, or you're going to gap up above it and then you start basing above it and then you start going. Those are my thoughts on MU. ARM. All right, I'm pointing this out. This thing is fixing to break out over there. He did break out with today's move. Okay. That looks all sloppy. Put that there. We can put that there. All right. Fresh little breakout from that downtrend there. Okay. From that point, guys, we're going to watch above 118.50. If you can get above it, you could clearly see sellers there right now. You had buyers there right there. Sellers, more sellers. Get above 118.50. 125.98 likely comes quick. Above that, 135.41. TSM. Okay. Ain't looking too bad. Not at all. Also looking good, just like Avgo. Okay, these are pretty mixed. You got above the daily 9 in yesterday's video. We talked about that one. You got the fresh downtrend break. This, honestly, get a pullback. All right, get a better entry. This is fire. All right, this is an A+ setup. It's fire setup. I like it. It's about to be on fire, I should say. Okay, you get above. I know you got this level right here. We'll just take it out. Okay, you can see right here that was the low. And you caught yourself on the low. This is a strong level. You get above here, you're probably going to get a strong reaction. All right. I know you have a high right here you can pay attention to, and we'll put it back on the chart. But this is probably going to be a pretty quick move as well right here. You could clearly see, gap in price action. I know you got price action between it, but, you clearly see this was your range. This was a range. And this is where, these are like, little ranges you jumped, down from and back into. and you're probably going to dance around over here. So you got this going on right over there. Above 167.12, probably quick move up to 171.54. Above there, 176.82. But again, like I was just saying, okay, this is your range. 176.82 is going to be the top. You break above here, price is looking to test the top of that range. That's how I see this. QCOM, not looking bad, but you got to get above that 9. Fresh downtrend breakout. A bunch of these actually have that fresh downtrend break. I like what I'm seeing there. All right, I like the bullish divergence here on the daily RSI. I'll just mark it so we see it. You know, we won't have to put it back on. Fresh 0.618 tap from the lows over here. This whole rally. This is not a small rally, guys. 120%. Well, now from the low there, it was only up 45%. Now it's still only up 60% out of 120%. This thing is, you know, probably going to be bouncing back from here. I'm not saying all the way back up to the highs, but you probably do in the end come up test right here. But at a minimum right here before going lower, if you're gonna test right here at 177.59. That's, you know, what I would be eyeing above the 9 over here. If it can get above, straight up push to 177.59. All right, now let's go over the big boys. What's going on, guys? All right, I pointed this out. You get the declining volume over here on Mr. Apple. What do you got here on the hourly time frame? You had this pennant, okay? Rising, you know, wedge going on there. You broke above it, above 214.62. We have 217.02. All right, guys. This is probably, you know, we could already see sellers are stepping in there. Probably gonna act strong resistance because above there you really don't have much until 222.27. All right, so same concept we just spoke about. You get above here. All right, price consolidated for 3 days. It was in this range here. Well, I mean, kind of more. It was over here. You could really take that, and there you go, 217.13. We're going to stick with the level we had, 217.02. No, we're not. We're switching it. We'll switch it when things look better, okay? And, you know, if you do want a level to go off of in between there, 220.33, okay? So above 217.13, you look for 220.33, and that's really that. You could see this on the hourly time frame, okay? Broke out of your, you know, typically, guys, I'm just letting you know, if you have a bearish pattern, and you break the opposite direction that you were expecting, that pattern suggests, it's a bullish sign. All right, you're probably getting a big impulsive move right around the corner. When that happens, I could see it. So I'm just showing you. It's there. The potential is definitely there. Okay, Microsoft, what do you got going on over here? Again, with the fresh downtrend break, I like what we're seeing over here. Okay, fresh downtrend break here. You can see on the 4-hour time frame. All right, daily RSI. Moving and grooving back to the upside, that's always a bullish sign. All right. When these things like to go, they like to go. All right. Once they go, we got to see it get above the 50 mark. Then we got some more upside coming. That's that. All right. We're probably going to see it rotate back up the upside. And at the end of the day, it's probably revisiting 430.82 within the next like 1 to 2 weeks. And that's what I'm seeing over here. All right. But the levels are as stated. Okay. Above 413, we have 417.27, and then above there, straight shot up to 430.82. That's what we're paying attention to. Okay, so you test 413, you expect sellers to step in there. Okay, it's going to be a big spot. Sellers, buyers, and sellers. So you test here, you expect the sellers to give you the works, and that's that. All right, and the downside of support 404.51. Amazon. All right, guys, 18 minutes. Dang it. I got past the 15-minute mark already. Above 168.77, you're looking for 173.87. That is that. As support on the downside, you got 166.32. Underneath there, nothing to 161.43. Meta, what do we got going? All right, guys, I shared my thoughts in yesterday's video. 510, above there, you have nothing until here. You probably have a quick move. Maybe it doesn't happen all in one day. But as we can see right now, the thing has just wanted to base above there all freaking day. And that's that. Okay? All day. You got above there and you've based above it. This thing's going higher, ladies and gents. It's going higher. I told you. All right? It looks like it wanted to break up. That's the 0.786 fib. When you break the 0.786 fib, the 100% retracement becomes likely. Well, the 100% retracement in this scenario is at 527.17. 527.17 is incoming. If you test there, you're probably testing 531.49. And since you had sellers stepping in over here, we'll see what happens. Maybe you get sellers stepping in. Maybe they get you the pullback back to 510. You flip it, and then you go off to new all-time high. I could see it happening. Can you? Let me know. Goog, what do we got over here, guys? You're still underneath that 9. I like what I'm seeing. You're getting back above that 160, 170 resistance. Now flip it into support. We like to see it. Got to get above 164.50. We point out you had 3 candle rejections in, yesterday's video. This thing has to get above 164.50 with the close. And from that point, I think you really just start recovering. We could definitely tell this is exactly where the sellers are, right at 164.50. It's the low of that candle right here, right there. Top of, the bottom of this island you got going on here. Okay. And technically, you still got an island because you haven't closed it on a closing basis. You haven't closed that gap. It's still just sitting there. All right. So let's get above there. Then we're watching 165.87, then 169.05. And ultimately, okay, let's just take that off right now. I don't like the level. Above 165.87, probably get a quick move up to 170.97. That's what I'm watching over here on Goog. Again, with the weekly candles, guys. Some are, looking like this with the small upper wick. Some aren't looking too shabby. All right. That's it. Probably one of the better ones. We just got a fresh breakout. Okay. It's just retesting that right now. Get above 270. We have 205.60 incoming, and then above there, 214.71 is on the table. That's that. I really like it, but you got to get above 270 right here. So I'm going to set an alert right there. We will, figure that one out when it comes. All right. And we will see what we want to do about it. But on the downside, guys, support is going to be down here at 195.11. And that is going to align with the golden pocket, if my eyes do not deceive me, right there at the 0.618 fib. All right, guys, so that's what we got. We're going to look at Bitcoin for a little. You can actually see what I see on the hourly time from a big old bull flag, guys. You have a flag definitely forming over here on Bitcoin. That is the thing I'm seeing. You definitely got some sort of controlled pullback over here, which typically ends in an impulsive move back to the upside. Controlled pullback right here, consolidation, impulsive move, controlled, consolidation, and then, it looks like we're about to have another leg up. I'm just putting it out there. Controlled pullback straight to support. Yeah, no, this thing's about to be moving up, ladies and gents. 59313 is support underneath there. 56500. I think we're probably, with how this is looking, we're probably going to ascend from here all the way up to the 7% move that maybe happens over the weekend. All right. But above 59313, like we are currently, we're basing above there. Above there, 63794. 63,794. That's what we got on the table here. Things don't look too bad. All right. They don't look too bad. You had this big green wide body dildo candlestick. Got above the 9 DMA right here. Okay. Probably going to push this level up here at 63,794. And hopefully, just hopefully, we'll get another push up here. And I have to assume at one of these points, guys, it's going to bust. Okay. But I know, you're going to be like, oh my God, it's probably going to break because it just had to do so much to get back up there. But just keep in mind, guys, it has crazy price swings in this range. It's, I know we saw a really crazy price swing, and the low probably is in. Okay. But at the end of the day, in this really big range we got going on here, this thing moves craziness. Okay. And, it doesn't have to break up here. So when we get up here, we'll talk about it. But we will see how this thing is looking. I think it probably does, but we'll talk about it. I'll share the thoughts when we get up there. Coin not looking bad here on the weekly chart. Pulled back to this, of this whole move here. Pulled back to the golden pocket. Found buyers there. Closing out with the big, wide green bar. Looking real good. Increasing volume there. Looking real good. Okay. Daily time frame. Again, got to get above the 9. You got to also get a daily close above 207.71. We don't want to see rejection there at that level. All right. See how you're getting a bunch of rejection here around the low of that candlestick. Okay. And then you got another one at the low of that candlestick. Well, guys, these are like the previous areas that were providing support, and now they have been flipped into resistance. We have to expect sellers to be there. Okay. So expect sellers up here. It would align with the test of that daily 9. But if you can get above there, then it probably quickly pushes up here to the next spot, which is going to be $14 higher, 223.03. So above 207.71, we have 223.03. Got to get above 199.38 for this to start becoming a reality. All right, support is going to be 187.39 if you pull back. That's that. CLSK, Not looking as good as coin over there. Okay. Rejection at the bottom of this previous range. Not looking good. Okay, not looking good. But daily RSI is oversold, and you did just retest the golden pocket from this whole move. Okay, so I do have to assume it is probably going to get buyers. Okay, the low is probably going to be within where it already was, 924 to this 1135 mark up there. Okay, then you're going to start getting a push. When you do get a push, expect sellers at 1391. That's good. Just same scenario we were just talking about. All right, bottom of the range, expect sellers to be there. Mara, not looking bad. Not looking bad. Weekly candlestick, not looking bad. Same thing though. This is the low of that previous, well, I know, big area we had, but it was the low. Okay, it was where buyers were providing support, and now sellers are going to be providing resistance there. We have to get above there. Okay, get above 1760. Probably get a quick move up to the next spot up here at 1837. Okay, expect sellers up at 1837 to 1878. That's what I'm looking for. And that's what I have for you guys today. Just a little update on the 2 trade ideas I have given you guys this week. All right, guys. I know I've held back on that. We've been in a crazy market. Okay, and I wanted to just give you guys some sweet A+ setups as they came. And honestly, guys, we didn't have a whole lot of constructive looking charts. We haven't had a lot of them, so I haven't really been looking for them. But I'm back on the prowl. All right, we're about to be seeing a market-wide recovery, which means we're about to have a lot of setups take flight. All right, after all of their consolidation in that controlled manner. By that I mean, no, the impulsive selling we saw. They're about to spring back up. We're probably going to get a lot of downtrends breaking and stuff like that. We're probably getting a lot of setups right around the horizon. Okay, the cost pushed up to the target 854.58. What's the second one? Netflix. Still looking sexy. It is still in motion. Okay. Above 639, which is DP number 1 there. We have 664.50. Okay. I do think that is going to be tested. I do. And I do think it's going to provide resistance there. Why? Because we have buyers, sellers. Probably going to be sellers there. We're going to have a battle there. Okay. Above here, expect the quick move at least up to the 0.618 fib. If not, this next level up there, $27 move. There you go. All right, guys. With that being said, cost is a thing of freaking beauty. All right. This thing's probably going a lot higher. I'm just saying, this thing's probably pushing up to the all-time highs next week. If I had to take a guess on this, the next 2-3 weeks, it's getting a new all-time high. This thing looks so freaking sexy. All right. Should have just held. It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully it pulls back. We could run it back and ride it back up to the highs. That thing's going up to the highs if you close out like this. It's looking beautiful. With that being said, QQ is breaking down. We're getting our alerts. Everybody have a lovely little weekend. I will also catch you tomorrow to also wish you a nice, lovely weekend. So it's okay. All right. I will catch you tomorrow night. With that being said, everybody have a lovely rest of today. Peace.